So today we did ankle picks and then opening the closed guard. Um, so opening up the closed guard was the two techniques was the regular side, getting the wrist, tucking behind, standing up. We didn't do the rodeo pass this time, but then the other one where you have the lapels in one hand, have your hand on the hip on the other one. So I thought that you need to have the tailbone, you're supposed to bring your knee behind the tailbone, like with space in between it. So then I thought the whole point of that was that you wanted to keep the hips on the ground, but you also wanted to use your knee as like leverage to push him away. But the whole point is to keep his hips on the ground and in place with your frame, with the frame of your hands on your, the hand on the lapel and the other hand on the hip. And then you want to back away to break open the closed guard. So the way I was doing it, the only way it would work is if my thigh is longer than their thigh, because if my knee is touching their butt, then like physically it just won't work, right? If my knee's touching their butt and I'm pushing away with that, then their closed guard has to be shorter than my thigh for me to open it up. So I actually need to keep him planted on the ground, and then I actually have to move back. And if I'm keeping my knee in the tailbone, that's preventing me from moving back. So I kind of figured that out on the last rep. So I got to figure out how to do it, because I was still having trouble today with someone much smaller than me. Yeah, so practice that. After that, I rolled with the advanced class. Rolled with Matt. He wanted just to work on whatever I was working on, so I did half guard. So the first time I tried to come up, he backstepped me. He told me to just catch the foot while he backstepped. Yeah, I've never seen that response before. What else? Tristan got me into omoplata somehow, and he also had this weird kind of leg lock on me, or he used his legs around my neck somehow. Actually, Jonas did that too to me yesterday. Wait, Monday. So maybe he said he learned that in Fabio's class yesterday. So maybe Fabio taught it last week and Jonas picked it up then. I don't know. It's super uncomfortable. I'm still not exactly sure what the hell happened. And then after that, I did a private with Tim, where we went over back escapes. So my hands were actually a little wrong on the back escape, so I fixed the grip. Also gave me some nuances on where my head position is. So I guess I had it sort of half right before, which makes it completely useless. So this way, hopefully this will work better. Then we did, I wanted to do submissions from side control. So usually when I get the side control, I have a hard time holding it against bigger guys, so I'll try to go into north-south from there, and then do like a north-south do a paper cutter stroke from north-south. So he pointed out the problem with the paper cutter stroke, which is that the opponent's arm is inside. So he said that you need to staple the arm to do the north-south without, to limit the downside from doing north-south. So, but it can be hard to get that staple. So, you kind of want to do a baseball bat choke. And then, so when you threaten the baseball bat choke, it's usually easier. They'll frame against you, so then you can staple the arm. So we worked on the baseball bat choke. That was actually probably the thing we worked on the most. And north-south choke and paper cutter. Also, you can do an Ezekiel from there. So I also learned the contact points. So the north-south choke and Ezekiel are pretty similar. You are in north-south position. You have your... the other thing is that my body... So in submissions, I think my body position is wrong. I might have the hands semi-correct, but because the body position is wrong, it never works. So we worked on that. So you have to stay lower in the body and keep your weight and your hips lower also. That keeps more of your weight on the opponent. So in north-south and Ezekiel, it's sort of like a triangle. It's like an arm triangle where you have your bicep is going to one side of the neck, and then the other side of the Ezekiel, it's like the blade of your knuckles. And north-south, it is actually, I'm not exactly sure. I gotta look that up again. But there's something else going into the other side of the foot. Let's see. So yeah. So so to the baseball bat choke, you are using the lapel. So even if you don't get it, it's a good reason to go for it, because even if you don't get the baseball bat choke, you still have the lapel control. And that should tie up one of his arms at least. So if you can't get the baseball back choke, you should still have more control, and you should also open up the arm if you want, and then you can switch to stapling the bicep and move into paper cutter. So and then the last thing we worked on is takedowns. So I think my strategy is going to be getting double lapels, because that's what we work on. I guess I'm more comfortable with that. It also is fairly easy to get to double lapels, because if you get double lapels, the other person also gets double lapels. So because you can't really defend against the other guy gripping yours. So a lot of people will give you double lapels and then just grab you with their own double lapels. Double lapels was what we were working on the knee pinch, ankle pick from. So the responses to when you have double lapels is if they are sitting back on their heels, that's when you do an ankle pick. If they are leaning way over, so their head is well above their feet, well in front of their feet, then you do like a snap down. And if they are really far back, if their butt is so the ankle pick is when their weight is back but their butt is down, and then if the weight is back but the butt is up, then you do a single leg or a double leg. I think the consideration would be is if their weight is in one leg, their back leg, then you do a single leg. If they just have really bad posture and standing kind of stiffly upright, then you do a double leg. So once you have the double lapels, you provoke action by pulling him back. Tim says he calls it like snapping down. So like just yanking on the lapels 3 times and then hanging. So when you yank on their lapels 3 times, that will force them to either sag in their butt and posture up, or you'll just pull them right off balance and then they'll go into the snap down position. The other thing is when you do have their head way above their hands, they'll probably immediately try to stand up, which puts them in a really good position to do the ankle pick. So I can do that. And then the last option is just to bail completely on the takedown and just pull guard from the double lapel. I could pull guard into the closed guard or into De La Riva. Yeah, that's it.